No Bears by Meg McKinley, illustrated by Lila Rudge. Hi, I'm Ella, and this is my book. You can tell it's a book because there are words everywhere. Words like once upon a time, and happily ever after, and the end. I'm in charge of this book, so I know everything about it, including the most important thing, which is that there are no bears in it. I'm tired of bears. Every time you read a book, it's just bears, bears, bears. Horrible furry bears slurping honey in awful little caves. You don't need bears for a book. You need pretty things. You need fairies and princesses and castles. You need funny things, exciting things, and scary things. Maybe a monster or a giant or something. Yes, I like the sound of that. So how about this? Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. The princess lived in a faraway castle with her father, the king, and her mother, the queen, and her fairy godmother, the fairy godmother. But no bears, not even one. Yes, perfect. This is my kind of story. So, there were no bears in the castle, and there were no bears in the village. There were no bears in the whole entire kingdom, or the next one, or the next one. There were no bears in the deep, dark forest, in the faraway lands. But what there was in the deep, dark forest in the faraway lands was a monster. An evil, terrible monster who wanted to steal the princess away so that she could read him bedtime stories every night. Oh, this is getting scary. One day, the monster set out from faraway lands. He climbed a mountain. He crossed a river. He stomped through one kingdom and the next one and the next one. He crept through the village and up the stairs and into the castle, and he stole the princess away. "Oh no," cried the princess. "Somebody save me." And so somebody did. Up went the princess into the air. Crash went the monster down the stairs. Down came the princess safe in a tree. Splash went the monster into the sea. Phew, that was close. "Hooray," cried the princess, "I'm saved." Then her father, the king, and her mother, the queen, threw a party for the fairy godmother, because everyone knew she was the one who had saved the princess with her fantastical magical powers. Wow, this turned out to be a pretty good book, don't you think? In fact, I think this has been the prettiest, most exciting, scariest, and funniest book ever. And I know why. Because there were no bears in it. Not one. So now there's only one thing left to do, and I think you know what that is. It's to say that everyone lived happily ever after. The end. Two for Me, One for You, by Jörg Müller. On her way home, Bear found 3 mushrooms. Weasel was very excited. He wiped the mushrooms, seared them, seasoned them with plenty of salt and pepper, and let them simmer in the frying pan with a little parsley. Bear dished up. "One mushroom for you, and 1 mushroom for me," she said, "and another mushroom for me. That's fair. I'm big, so I need to eat a lot." Weasel did not agree. "1 mushroom for me, 1 mushroom for you, and another one for me. That's fair. I'm small and I still have to grow." 1 for you, 2 for me. That's fair because I found the mushrooms. That's not fair at all. You brought them home to me and I did all the work. I wiped the mushrooms and seared them and seasoned them and simmered them in the heavy pan with parsley. But you used my recipe and I set the table. And anyway, I like mushrooms much more than you do, said Bear. Mushrooms are my absolute all-time #1 food and I'm so hungry. You can hear my stomach growling. Wait, I'm much bigger than you, so my hunger is bigger. My stomach's been grumbling so long it's gone croaky. But I said first that my stomach's grumbling. But I said I wanted the extra mushroom first. 1 mushroom less won't hurt you. Too many mushrooms aren't good for little weasels. Or fat bears. Okay, that does it. 2 for me, 1 for you, and that's it. In that case, you're not my friend anymore. Hey! Bear and Weasel were stunned. The cheek of it, they shouted. Totally unfair. Can you believe it? He just swiped our mushroom. But then they wished each other bon appetit. The mushrooms tasted wonderful. There was even dessert. Wild strawberries, cried Bear, delighted. My absolute all-time #1 food. Weasel dished them up. The end.